Hello. Alright. I should be good to go. How's it going, everyone? Sorry I'm just a couple minutes late. My XSplit decided it needed to update, so that's what's going on there. Just quick check. Alright. I should be good to go. Let me mute the book-o faces. Hey, Arurin, appreciate you being here. By the way, am I not getting any audio? Yeah, you should be getting audio now, right? Alright, Arurin, if you would like to get your new LOTRO YouTube channel and videos featured on the Beacon, get in touch with me either through Twitter or through the forums. It's Cordovan, Cordovan. Be happy to give you a shout out on the next LOTRO Beacon. Hello everyone and welcome to Court of the Rings here on twitch.tv/LOTROstream, youtube.com/LordofTheRings/live, and facebook.com/LOTRO. I am LOTRO's community manager Cordovan, and thank you very much for being here. I'm just going to be doing some kind of level up questing. My rings scare you. They're not that bad, are they? Well. Detach them. Thank you very much, whoever did that. Stormcastle. So yeah, I'm just going to be doing some leveling up today and then, answer any questions you guys want me to answer, what have you. I'm still just a level or two below the level of the Epic Book Quest, so I'm just going to kind of be grinding through some XP and what have you. I will mention that we have a Treasure Hunters Weekend now in effect, and actually let me call up an email here that'll help us out here. This is kind of a last-minute thing where we've updated our bonuses for the next calendar. So we have got the the Buried Treasure event goes through October 4th, being shut off on October 5th at 3 a.m. So that'll be through next Wednesday, being shut off early Thursday morning Eastern Time. We're going to have a Buried Treasure event that's active right now in LOTRO. And let me see. Looks like I've got a calendar to update as well. After the Buried Treasure event, we've got Hobnanigans, then the Fall Festival. Then we're going to do, it looks like starting October 19th, a VIP event boost. Hobnanigans on November 2nd. Throughout the month of November, we've got an XP boost, Skirmish boost, and Crafting boost. Hobnanigans at the end of the month. Tentatively, maybe a Fall Festival Encore. Stay tuned, that may not happen, we'll see. Then Yule Fest kicks off mid-December, December 14th at 10 a.m. Eastern. And then very start of the new year, it looks like we have another VIP event boost. So I'll be filling out the calendar once that stuff gets confirmed in that, but that's the tentative plan that's being worked on right now. And we do have a Buried Treasure event all the way through next Wednesday that just kicked off 2 hours and 6 minutes ago Eastern Time. So that's a pretty cool thing. Renames Hobnanigans to Chicken Hockey. I like it. Yep. And that's exactly right. That is 100% why we are doing the Buried Treasure event. Is because you all on the forums and social media and that were just like, man, it has been way too long since you did a Buried Treasure event. And so we looked at it and we were like, well, okay then. We can do that.
You are far from home.
So, it's a direct reaction to your feedback, asking for the Buried Treasure event. Now, we do recognize that we have not updated the loot for the buried treasure event in some time, and do recognize that that's something we're gonna need to do here. But nonetheless, we're gonna have that for you. So for now. Oops. Okay, so yeah, let me just go. It looks like I'm gonna have to go around a little bit. Ow! To get up to that mountain. There we go. Fine, you luminous firefly. I will defeat thee. You asked for it. Alright. Still waiting for a VIP yearly store sale. I have not heard of any plans to bring that back, but, you know, never say never. When will new chapters of the Black Book of Mordor ? New chapters will be coming in the future. You know, as we've said, we're not done with that. Stay tuned. I'm not sure. I mean, I know what our plans are for U22. I can't remember if we're formally putting that as part of the Black Book or not. And we'll have more information about that hopefully soonish. We've been having a plan to get a producer's letter out, but our producer has just frankly been busy working on various things, and so we haven't really had time to put that together. But it is on our to-do list to get you a better sense of what's going to be happening throughout the remainder of this year into probably early next year. No ETA, but it's on our list. Otherwise, we do have, you know, update 21.2 set to happen pretty soon here, and then also work is underway on 21.3 as well. Is the dev team interested in further feedback about the human and elf avatar changes, or is that project considered to be substantially complete? Both of those answers are largely yes. We do have a little bit of work yet to do on the avatar, but, you know, I think we're largely considerate, somewhat nearing completion. But we're always welcome to, we'd always like to see more feedback, so please feel free to give us your feedback, and who knows, maybe we can do something about it. So the answer to both those questions is yes. Yeah, feel free. So, Helga Marie, I remember you sent me a massive list of questions, and I just really didn't have time to go through that entire list for you through a PM. I apologize, but I just can't, you know. If people send me, could you please answer the following 10 questions? No, I can't. I'm sorry. I have things I gotta do. But I'd be happy to give a crack at them on the live stream if I can here. So. There were just 3, and now I've reduced to 2? Well, maybe it's a different PM I'm looking at then. Maybe it wasn't you, I don't know. Someone sent me a massive list of questions. And it's not that they weren't good questions, it's like I can't individually get back to, you know, everyone's questions here. Whatever that ability is does not seem to be working so good. Uh-oh. It's looking a little rough. Oh no! Maybe I've got a consumable here I should be chugging. Put in a cheat code, yeah. It's funny, I actually did accidentally call up the console here, didn't I? But it's because I'm on an admin client, even though my character is not an admin. My vitals display is obscured by the LOTRO Mordor logo. Yep. Have we seen an uptick in players since the release of Mordor? Yes. Instance cluster release when? Soon. It's... Can't remember if we have a... Bull Roar set for this weekend or not. Let me double check on that. Okay, why is my calendar not working? Alright, here we go. Yes, we have got, it looks like, 21.2 is going to have a Bull Roar prop tomorrow. And it looks like, you know, a little bit before mid-October is our hope to get 21.2 out the door. So stay tuned for more specifics on that. So I get that question a lot, strangely, on the forum, or on the live stream. Are we planning to update the graphics engine of the game sometime in the future? The answer to that remains no, because that's not really how video games work. But it kind of depends, I guess, how you're interpreting graphics engine. I mean, you can't just sort of unplug one graphics engine and plug in another graphics engine. That's just not how it works. Yes, let us please install the updated graphics engine. Click OK. Yeah. Vicordius, I have not heard of any plans to remove the subscription for PVMP. I appreciate that, you know, you would like to see it updated, and that would no, I appreciate your interest in it, but it's just not something we have any plans to do that I'm aware of. I think what we're going to see done on PvP, I was actually talking to Dr. Octothorpe about that this week, is we are planning to work on the current Freep-Creep imbalance. You, the PvMP community, are telling us that Freeps are dramatically overpowered and Creeps are struggling right now. So I do think our goal is to try to improve that situation in the relatively near future. Maybe 21, maybe 21.3. But otherwise, I have not heard of any plans to do a major PvMP overhaul in 2018. Creeps are lying, huh? I don't know. I would need convincing if you really want to argue that creeps are not having a challenge in PvMP. Frankly, the community just does not agree with you right now. With the exception of wargs, which have a couple of abilities that really maybe need to get adjusted some. No ETA on the producer's letter. Like I say, the only thing that we really can say is we're aware we need to do one, we want to do one, and we're hoping to have time to do one in the near future. But, you know, when it's ready. What is my personal stance on a subscription being mandatory while PvMP receives so little attention? I have no personal stance on it. Like with anything in a video game, you can choose to subscribe and take part in a thing, or you can choose not to based on your perception of value and benefit. And so if you don't want to do a thing, don't do a thing. Alright, let me try to see. Okay. 64-bit client status upgrade, or update. Same as last week, week before, week after that, etc., etc. It's being worked on. When it's ready, it'll be deployed. No ETA to announce. But we do have someone working on it, so, you know. It would be nice if I could be like, yes, we are now 3% more done this week than last week. But it's just not really that granular. And I assure you I will not be sneaking out the 64-bit client. We will let you know when it's available. With the 64-bit client, what changes can we expect to see? Sev had answered that question back during the anniversary. You know, it's a little techie, but largely what a 64-bit client will do is be able to take advantage of modern 64-bit architecture. So things like, say, draw distance and loading. You can have larger integers in some cases of various things. You won't run into the, 4.2 million 32-bit integer or whatever. More better. Things will be more better. And hopefully, provided your computer can handle the 64-bit architecture in that, you should be able to see an improvement on, say, zone crashing, Minas Tirith, things like that. Some of that will remain a, game engine issue and things like that. But even then, us being able to take advantage with our internal architecture of a 64-bit client will hopefully improve things on that end as well. But if you really want to get particularly granular or expert on it, then I'm not really the right person to be asking. I'm a little techie, but I'm not that techie. Man, maybe if I stopped killing myself. Whew, that was a close one. Someone in Iglanel is saying a pre-order cosmetic is now available to all as a regular barter object in game? I don't think that's true. What are you talking about? As an audiophile, what is my opinion on cutscenes being insanely loud? Yeah, I agree. So the trick is that they are technically not loud in that they are set to still approximately -1 decibel level. But most MMO players, including LOTRO players, tend to play their game settings at 50% or what have you for proper voice chat. So the cutscenes have the audio baked into it and don't have an independent volume control. So when it plays, even though it's technically playing at a regular volume, it's really loud because you've got everything kind of cranked up to deal with your existing settings for LOTRO. So what we really need to do is somehow create a new audio channel for those videos, which might involve separating the audio from the video file, because I think they're just Bink videos, largely. And so they don't have independent audio channels. And so we'd have to do some work to make that a reality. But yeah, it's a bummer for sure. Alright, let's see. Can I send a follow-up on what I asked you about via Facebook chat? What'd you ask in Facebook chat? Sorry, just... I do keep an eye on Facebook chat, but the way it's set up on Facebook is I can only see the 4 most recent comments. And then it gets scrolled down past my ability to see the comments. So it's kind of... Hopefully Facebook fixes that in the future, but for now I can only see the 4 most recent comments. So if you asked something and you were comment number 5, I can't read it. Oh, cutscene volume can be adjusted, but it's not on the slider you expect? That's interesting. I'll have to take a look at that. I didn't know that. I thought it was baked into the Bink file, but if it's, if you can do it independently, then that actually sounds like a good thing that we might be able to deal with then. The Rider of Rohan pre-order boots are sharing a model with the Herbalist medium boots you barter for outside of Osgiliath. Okay. If we, in the Riders of Rohan package, specifically called it an exclusive boot, then that's something that we should maybe take a look at. So I'm just trying not to die here. Any plans to stack the relics of the last alliance higher than 5? That would be nice. I have not heard of plans to do that, but you're not wrong. Would be nice to stack them higher, for sure. Does the team intend to address class imbalance issues before releasing the raid? No. As I've said a lot, you don't address class imbalance issues comprehensively across all classes throughout the game in one patch. It's an ongoing and never-ending process. So, I guess what I would say is the question isn't accurate. If the question is, are we planning to continue to address class balance concerns, the answer is yes, always. But if the question is, will all classes be permanently balanced by the time 21.3 is released, the answer is no. Alright. Really? Isn't that one of the thingies I'm supposed to click on? Guess not. Okay, what am I doing here? So it's basically impossible to upgrade the engine to another one? Question mark. Well, I guess yes in the way that you describe, but you can certainly improve your game engine over time. By really kind of optimizing things and what have you. But the idea of, is LOTRO going to get a new game engine? That just doesn't... It's just not really how it works. I'm not quite sure how to answer that question. It's a little tough. I mean, rarely in programming is anything truly impossible, but to some extent you would be like, well, maybe we need to make a LOTRO 2. You know, that's the solution, right? I hear you guys now. LOTRO 2 announced! No. Yeah. Let's see. Accordius. Listen, I understand, Accordius, you're very angry in chat today. I'm sorry that we're making life rough for you. I guess what I'm reading, and I'm sorry if I'm mistaken, is you're basically saying we should not release the new raid unless we fix blue line hunters. And I don't know that I agree with that. But I appreciate your opinion on it. It's mandatory in any other game to make sure the classes are at least somewhat on par before releasing a raid. Apparently I failed to attend that session of game design school. Yeah. I mean, you're right that the goal of class balance is not to get everyone on the exact same line, but to kind of get them in the same cloud, right? So that people are on the same general equal footing. But I'm sorry if you know, if you don't feel you can raid because we haven't done enough work on Blue Line Hunter, that sucks, and I'm sorry. You don't want to attack me? Alright, go. Take the boatway through. Is it possible to use an Aria of the Valar on my minstrel to showcase the expansion rather than content made 9 years ago? Yeah, I hear ya. Yes, I could do that. I have chosen not to, rightly or wrongly. Because I am learning this game. And I feel as if I just Aria'd my way up to Mordor, I wouldn't really be in a very good position. And I do like exploring the game at my own pace. But you're right, and it's something I've considered, and I may end up needing to do here. I don't know. I hear you. Maybe I should be doing that. Oh, gosh.
What can I do for you?
Okay. I have not heard of plans to revisit the cost of the last Alliance relics. I have not heard of that. I appreciate you feel it's real grindy, though. I think some of the idea of, hey, can we just sort of replace the... Can we just replace the game engine comes from, say, some of the first-person shooter Unreal type things, where it is possible in some of them to, say, update from Unreal 4 or 3 to Unreal 4 or what have you. But that's not really how our game works. So, like I say, I know what you're saying. I hear ya. Oh. I guess I should use the item, huh? Okay. I have a loot box. Oh, nice. I suppose I should probably do that. Alright. Man, I really do need to go through all my crap here and figure it out. No big surprise there. I always have to do that. Alright, da-dum-dum-dum. Go the whole way through Everswim. Nice. Are there rumors true that there are more than 3 and 6-person instances coming with Mordor than the 2 we can see on Bullroar? No. The 2 are the ones that are planned for the instances for Mordor. In addition, we are going to be doing the raid in 21.3. We could also do more instances in the future, but that specifically is what's planned for 21.2.
How can I be of service? Might you spare a moment of your time?
Kill more things? Alright. Go back there and do the thing. Alright. Alright, let me quick go through. I don't specifically know how many boss encounters are planned for the upcoming raid, but I do know that it's several. I would leave it up to Pinion to talk more about that, though. If I Arya'd my current mini, I would die so fast in Mordor. Oh, you're not wrong. Buy the premium wallet? Yeah, I really should do that. Yep. Don't sell the rep items, use them. Yeah. When we do the Scouring the Shire, can we have a Shire banner emote? That would be rad. Any word on higher crafted items for legendaries? Nothing to announce. Any chance of particle effects being added to the new filters menu? That's good feedback. I have not heard of any plans to do that, but that's a cool idea. Perhaps I can bring it up to Silurian and see what the odds of that happening are. Like specific particle effects that you don't want to see, is what I'm guessing. Or are you looking to just overall reduce the number of particle effects? Because if that's the case, there may be options other than filtering that would accomplish that. Someone's basically asking whether we can do polls to determine what we should be working on. Because I guess the only question... yeah, I mean, we do some polling. We have done some polling. I would argue that polling is not quite the bulletproof method of determining player want that the question might imply. As is well known in politics and that, you know, polls can give you an answer as much as they can answer a question. So, like, you can... You know, it's pretty easy to game a poll or to do whatever, and it doesn't necessarily... well, whatever. Yes is the answer. We would like to do more polling, and we've actually been looking into that recently. But I would not expect polling to be the one be-all end-all view of what players want. It tends to be a good way to determine what some players want, what its specific subsections of players want. That kind of thing. Okay, where was that? I feel like... So where's the one down here I'm missing? Oh, there it is. Cool. What do I think of dwarf beards? I like them. I think dwarf beards are cool. If I were a dwarf, I'd have a beard. I am a dwarf. Oh no. Or not. Oops. I'm devastated. Hello, Chromite. How you doing there, bud? But I have actually been looking at it. So part of the problem, we used to be able to do polling more easily under our old support system, which used a thing called Parature, for any of you customer service representatives out there. And our current version of Zendesk does not quite have as easy a time doing polling as Parature did. So what that means is for polling, we need to find a better solution out there. I don't quite know what that solution's going to be. We may end up having to, like... Oh no! Ah! Oh crap! Ouch. We may end up having to, shoot. Uh, we may end up having to pay for a solution of polling. Use like SurveyMonkey or something like that. But those discussions are underway. As a matter of fact, I have heard of plans to perhaps look at class balance through a polling thing to get a wider sense and get more granular and all that. But who knows when that's going to happen. Hey, Backlagor, nice to see you here. I think the main thing is people have a tendency to say, the polls have determined X, therefore everybody wants X, and that is almost never the truth. Because at the very least, you're only going to get results. I mean, well, it depends. There are people who believe in sample polling and things like that, but, you know.
Negavonen.
Groovy. Hey, it looks like I've actually kind of wrapping things up around this area here. Let me see what else I could be doing. I could start looking a little bit over in that, over in Evendom. I think I got some stuff. Lonelands is all old. North Downs is all old. I could do reputation work. Yeah. Should probably do that. Tracker. Tracker. Yeah, we can do that too. Alright. Cool. Alright, so I think that'll be my next set of things to do here. I apologize for skipping YouTube. I've just been too busy on the Twitch side, but let me try to do that. So let me give you a little story on polling here. We had done that for class balance on the Dungeons & Dragons Online side. It was a very comprehensive poll and a good one. And we shared the results of that poll. This was 3 years ago, 4 years ago now, with the community. We were like, here's the results. And we were able to rank order of preference that the community at the time wanted us to work on in regard to class balance. And since that was really several years worth of work, we proceeded to just go down the list. And that's why you saw Bard Swashbuckler get the most attention, because people at the time were like, Bards were in the worst position for Dungeons & Dragons Online. And we just kept going through the list. At the time, back then, you know, sorcerers were, like, super powerful. If you look at the state of the game, Dungeons & Dragons Online today, your community will tell you not only are things very different, but that they should have been done in a different order, you know, that, you know, people back then were wrong, this is what they should have been doing instead. You only listened to a certain group of people who filled out the polls, even though we had it on the launcher of the game for about a month and a half, et cetera, et cetera. So I guess really what I'm just trying to get at is that polling is very valuable, and I do think we're actually going to be trying to do some of that for Lord of the Rings Online. But I think you have to be careful to put it into perspective that it doesn't represent everybody's views. Even the results may not always be possible given the realities of game development. And just because results show a certain way doesn't mean that we should even stick to those results. So I think that they can be used to help inform policy, but I don't think that they should be used to necessarily set policy in terms of timelines and development and that sort of thing. Do I know that certain cosmetic combinations can lead to a beardless dwarf? Jeepers! Why is that not a blocker bug? I did not know that. Please, let me know. Will Nithril coins be on reduced price? Mithril... are we going to be putting Mithril coins on sale? I would assume so. It's part of our rotation I see every now and then. I don't know when. We are kind of heading toward the big holiday sales, but I don't know when. When will expansions be going on sale? That usually happens around Christmas, right? That's certainly what we've done in past years, is typically around Christmas we've done that sort of thing. But I can't announce that at all. Do I still give out the well-met titles? I do not currently have a stack of well-met titles that I can make. So no, but I would like to. So hopefully that's something I can do in the relatively near future. Has there been an official discussion about changing the High Elf Captain Herald from man to elf? I'll have to look into that one. Are you saying that right now in game it's like, specifically a human, or... I don't know, that's a weird one. Can we make the High Elf racial dance available to all races? No. Can you please tell me why a friend who plays this game through Steam plays with DirectX 11 and I can only use DirectX 9, even though I have a high-end computer with a GTX 1080 graphics card? I cannot tell you why. If you have a GTX 1080, you should be able to play with DX11. There's definitely not anything to do with the version of the game on Steam versus the non-Steam version that would impact your ability to play on higher graphical settings. So I would look further into that to see what might be going on there. Because you should be able to, Gankrid. If you have not tried it, yeah, someone mentions in chat something worth looking at. Go basically just do a Google search for Microsoft DirectX Runtime, and make sure you download it from a reputable source, and re-download those DirectX runtimes, and see if that doesn't solve your problem. I had to do that on my own computer when I upgraded it in August here, and that solved a lot of my problems. So it might be worth looking into. Someone is being super gross on YouTube. I don't have no idea. Yeah, race a man herald for a high elf. That is really weird. I'll have to... I'm sure we have that bugged, but if not, I'm going to bring it up. So, that's no good. A high elf Captain Herald is a man instead of an elf. Alright, let's see, it's 1:02. I guess I can probably wrap things up here. Oh, title awarded, huh? Known to the Wardens. Oh, I like Lucky Duck. Deed completed. Reputation changed. Groovy. Deed bestowed. Groovy. Cool. Alright. So the Ranger's vessel then talked to Nathan. Oh, actually, wait a second. We keep doing this.
You should not be giving your right name away like so.
Maybe. Maybe I should take that stuff too. Alright. Is that what I just did? No, no. Okay. Collect colorful berries.
Stay a moment.
Alright, so I'm going to be back next Thursday for a Court of the Rings, and hopefully we'll have more information fairly soon about Update 21 Patch 2. Additionally, I think we have some announcements set for early November that I can't really talk about. I guess I probably shouldn't have talked about it then. And we do have Fall Fest coming up here pretty soon too. So there you go. Alright. And we are working on a producer's letter. Hopefully we can get that out within as soon as we can get it done. So thank you very much for watching Court of the Rings here on twitch.tv/LOTROstream, YouTube, and Facebook. If you give us a follow on Twitch, you'll be notified for when we go live with shows like this one. Subscribe to us on YouTube to get our videos and your subscription feed. And like us on Facebook to get not just these live streams, but all the other content, downtime notices, and links and stuff that we put on Facebook as well. Have fun, everyone. I really appreciate you being here. Have fun playing LOTRO. Talk to you again soon.